In this video, I'm going to talk about how to create a form. So you just go, of course, to the Forms tab. You have the option of pop-up, which some people like those. If you go to a website and as you begin to scroll down, you see this pop up on the screen. Or when you get ready to exit and you take your cursor up to exit out, it pops up on the screen. I don't typically use pop-ups because when I'm trying to read a blog post or some article online and this pops up on the screen, or if I'm shopping, it annoys me. So I don't use them myself, but you can certainly utilize the pop-ups. There are landing pages, and we will talk about that in another video. And then there are embedded forms. This is the one that I typically use. This is a form that you can put on your home page, or you could put it within a blog post. So first thing you do is create embedded form, and I'm just going to name this one simply homepage. And it'll be the homepage opt-in. So you can have just simply a subscribe button, or you can have an embed form. I like the embed. And this one I have used in blog post, where I say, get this report or get this worksheet, and then here I'll say get it now, and when they click, then they get a pop-up because they've taken an action, so the pop-up comes up and lets them fill out all their information. And so I do like it for that purpose, but not just randomly popping up. So I'm going to create an embed form for the home page. So subscriber groups. We're going to call this Rouge Rubs customers, because it's not the Southern Women's Show and it's not somebody within a blog post like we talked about that wants those recipes. Or we could do recipes and put that on the home page, but I'm going to stick with customers for now because they're going to be existing or potential customers for me. And then you have your simple design here, and you have details, which is your title here is newsletter, design. You can change all your colors in the background. Your fields, I like name and email, and when I click it, you see it pops it up. So I'm going to change the order, just drag it and drop it up. And I don't want any more than that because a lot of people don't want to give a bunch of information if they just want to see your newsletter or a recipe or whatever. And groups. So we've already got them in a group. So let's take a look at how we're going to design this one. Okay, so the default title is newsletter. I'm not going to use newsletter because I'm not going to put out weekly or monthly content necessarily. So I'm going to change the title to I don't know, maybe special offers. And then in the text area, I'm going to say be the first. How about that? Be the first to hear about new products and special offers. I really cannot type and talk. And then on subscribe, I don't want to say subscribe. I'm going to say heck yeah. Heck yeah, I want that. And then we've got thank you message or redirect. So once they do subscribe, they're just going to get a pop-up message that says thank you. You have successfully subscribed to our newsletter. You can leave that. And I would take this out just because I just said we're not being a newsletter, so I'll just say you have successfully subscribed. You can also create a branded thank you page and redirect them there. So you could create a thank you page on your website that says thank you for signing up to learn about special offers and new products. Rouge Rubs appreciate you, blah blah blah, whatever you want to say there. And you just copy and drop in the URL, and that's where they would be directed after they enter their information. So that's all we need there. And we can hop over to design. I'm going to do this, since I'm going to pull up my home page, I'm going to put this on my home page. So as you see, everything is kind of laid out. I'm going to do horizontal rather than vertical because I want it to be a little smoother there. Form labels, you have options there of inside. I like it inside better because it's a little more condensed. So once they put their name, those titles go away. Width, I'm going to do a percentage. It's going to be 100%. That spreads it out a little more. Alignment, I'm going to have it centered. And then for the background, you can basically decide where you want it on your website. If you want it in a white space, then you'll probably want a colored background so it'll stand out. If you want it to be over, you know, a slider or a picture or something like that, then you're going to want a background that's doesn't intrude on your photo. I'm probably going to put it down here somewhere. So I will have the background. Actually, I think I like the gray for my site and no border. The title I'm going to do again in my red. And the button is definitely going to be in my red. If I can get the number right. So see, that looks a little bit more branded and a little bit on track with my website. And again, you can do all kinds of things with the background. You could even, you know, customize your color, everything there. You could put a border around it if you like and change the border. I could have a red border around that box to match my branded color. So if you want, you know, to grab attention and not have it blend in with everything else. The input text I have is black. The button is black. Page background, that's white. Fields, we did that already. We did name and email. You could add any of these that you wanted. You see they just get smaller and smaller, and that looks kind of crappy. So that's where you would go with a vertical if you have more information. You're going to be less likely to get people on your website filling out that type of thing if you just want them to sign up for information. And groups we've already done, so then we'll save. And that's a very plain looking, but that gives you kind of the basics of what you can do. So this is what it'll look like on my site. And if I want, I can just grab this code, just copy, or just copy to clipboard, either one. So you can highlight it and copy it. And then you go to your website and you paste it in. And that's how easy it is. And that's done. We'll talk later about how to embed that on your site.